we had to wait a while for you because your hair wasn't right, the background wasn't right, and you had to look just so pristine for the camera. So I was gonna tease you before I even got
the lighting
into
was
stuff.
so bad you couldn't see me. So I don't do.
God damn, was it that funny, Steven? The lighting was so bad you couldn't even see me. Oh fuck, Sean, you funny, man. Stephen A. Smith just exposed himself badly. Video by Poetic Flacco. Okay, let's check this out. The Stephen A. drama continues. All of the recent backlash has clearly gone to him. He is tired of hearing that he is a house nigga. And so he recently went on a podcast to try and correct the narrative and the strategy that he employed in pursuing that couldn't have been any dumber, because he tried to turn this shit around on LeBron James.
Stephen A. Smith went on the Ryan Clark podcast, The Pivot, to explain himself with all this anti-black controversy he's been in the middle of, involving Jasmine Crockett, involving turning it down with Serena Williams' husband. But instead of, I guess, explaining him, well, he did try to explain himself, but his way of explaining himself was to throw LeBron James under the bus.
LeBron hasn't mentioned Stephen A. in months. We are talking about what you said about Jasmine Crockett. You're getting called out for getting pressed by Serena Williams. Her white billionaire husband pressed you live on your own show. That's what you're getting called out about. Why are you bringing up LeBron? What did LeBron do?
Well, guess what? I found a way to win anyway. So this is what I've done. And so, you know, what you see is a different culture. And that's a conversation we never get into it really about in professional sports, but primarily the NBA, where you got cats and they go at NBA players and stuff like that. Like, you know, you bring up LeBron. You ever see LeBron go at a white boy? It's called what it is.
All the time. Donald Trump. Let's not forget. Check this out. Let's let it go a little bit more, but I'm about to make this guy look so dumb.
See him do that? You know, see, you saw him come at me. Closest you ever came to seeing him do something like that was when he called out Brian Windhorst. What you calling out Brian Windhorst for? The man covered you since junior high school.
It's completely backfired because all this
Wait, so does he or does he not call out white people?
Was force people to like point out the various instances where LeBron James have called out white people or white journalists.
Right.
But even with this statement, like LeBron James don't go after white people. He only went after Brian Windhorst. Yeah, Brian Windhorst is the foremost leading white journalist in sports.
Right.
That's the guy. If you were to go after somebody, that's the guy. And also, that's the guy that's been overwhelmingly positive towards LeBron James. So if LeBron James was only going after people who was hating on him particularly, then the Brian Windhorst example wouldn't matter because Brian Windhorst have been derouting LeBron James for a year.
Right, proving that one, he has no problem going after white people, but he also isn't a bootlicker that is going to bite his tongue when the white person in question that he has some criticism for in his heart is somebody who seems to be on his side most of the time. That's how a lot of people move. Oh, this is somebody who kind of, you know, he's been cool to me. He's shown me love in the past, or oh, maybe this person can do something for me, so I'm not going to really give them that energy that they really deserve right now, right? LeBron isn't like that. He's a real ass nigga. But furthermore, let's take a look at this. What happens if you type in Fox News LeBron James, huh? Look at this. There's just so much negative coverage from the conservative white media about LeBron James. You know why? Because he's constantly speaking up on behalf of black issues. He's constantly speaking out against white people in power like Donald Trump, who put policies in place that harm black people. And then furthermore, let's take a look at this video where 4 months ago, Stephen A. Smith attempted to speak on the George Floyd situation, right? 5 years since George Floyd was murdered. I was actually surprised by what he had to say in this video. But what's going to be even more telling is what the comment section looks like in response to what he said in this video. Let's take a quick listen to this.
What this Sunday entails, what it marks. It marks the 5-year anniversary since George Floyd was murdered.
Right.
If you remember, George Floyd, an unarmed black man, was killed by a white police officer in Minneapolis, Minnesota in 2020, May 25th, 2020 to be exact.
That's true.
The officer, Derek Chauvin, would eventually be found guilty on charges of murder and manslaughter and sentenced to more than 20 years in prison.
Yo, good.
I think that on a day like today, a subject
He's a white supremacist murderer. He deserves to rot in prison.
Needs to be broached is not about George Floyd specifically, because we know he was murdered. Anytime an officer keeps his knee on an individual's neck for more than 9 minutes, that's murder.
Yeah.
We're not debating that, no matter how much the Ben Shapiros of the world and others who have talked to me about it, and I respect their opinions, but we'd have to respectfully disagree. That was murder.
Right.
That's the way that I look at it. Plain.
Yeah, man, it's really pathetic because you know a guy like this would stand no chance at murdering someone in the way he murdered George Floyd if he didn't have the backup of all those other police officers, if he didn't have guns and tasers. Like, if it was just mano y mano, this man is not putting anyone in the fucking grave, bro. But he got anointed with that power by the government and used it to kill. But again, the interesting thing is when we take a look at the comment section. Look at what they say. Tomorrow is Memorial Day. That was, of course, around the time this was posted. This was 4 months ago. And we are talking about George Floyd? And you want us to trust you to be our president? Stephen, come on, my guy. See, this is the kind of fan base he has. They are disgusted at the idea that Stephen A. Smith would like to shed a light to remember something that happened not too long ago that was very significant in the black community. This is how they feel. Never pass a counterfeit $20 bill, but if you do, obey lawful orders to cuff up, get into the police vehicle, and booked at the police station. Be smart. Now, anyone who has actually seen the video of George Floyd being murdered would know that there simply just was no excuse for this officer to be on his neck for 9 minutes straight.
Come over here. Oh, come over here.
Up on the sidewalk.
Yeah, we need you to keep some distance. Yeah, come on.
He's not responsive right now. He's not responsive right now. He's not responsive right now. He's not responsive right now, bro. No, bro, look at him. He's not responsive right now, bro.
Good.
You gonna choke him like that? But I know what you want to do. I'm not scared of you.
But here, one of his racist white supremacist fans are trying to justify this police officer murdering this man on the basis that he passed a $20 fake bill and wasn't complying enough. Dude was overdosing already when they put him in the back of the police car. He was already saying he couldn't breathe. Well, the autopsy showed that he in no way died from a drug overdose. This is, of course, white supremacist propaganda pushed by white conservatives like Ben Shapiro and also black conservatives like Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens. So this is what Stephen A's fan base looks like. You don't curate a fan base like this accidentally. You definitely don't do it by being pro-black, right? You do it by being a sellout. Your comment section will always expose you as to who you really are. All you got to do is take a look at your comment section and you will see who your message, who your personality, what kind of people you're resonating with. Clearly, Stephen A is the kind of guy who resonates with white supremacists who laugh and joke about the passing of George Floyd. This is embarrassing.
Right, but people also point out, man, you this aggressive with LeBron James like 3 months later, and he hasn't mentioned you at all.
Right.
And you're on the pivot to talk about how you turned it down with Serena Williams' husband, and the things just said about Jasmine Crockett, but yeah, you're bringing LeBron James into it,
right?
To take the heat
trying
off
to
your back.
distract, trying to.
It's not gonna work.
It ain't gonna work, bro. LeBron already put in his work, man. He's already shown that he's not a sellout bootlicker. You feel me? Yeah, LeBron, he got. We all got to play the game to a degree if you are going to try and be successful in this white supremacist capitalistic structure. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're gonna bite your tongue so that you can feed your family. But there is a line that LeBron James isn't willing to cross, and that line is the sellout line, and Stephen A. be double dutching on that shit on a daily basis. Come on, man. LeBron isn't afraid to, wear a Black Lives Matter shirt and fucking speak up for his people.
That's what I thought. Because I got receipts. Anytime, any place, anywhere. It's not just him. I pride myself on being a fair-minded individual, being professional, but I'm also a proud black man. And I know.
Well, you should go ahead and tell your fans that, bro, because clearly they did not get the memo. Even the black fans you only attract other black sellouts. Look at this guy. As a black man, I can truly tell you I wasn't thinking of him at all. This is, again, about George Floyd. This weekend is about the men and women of our country that serve and lost their lives. That dude should have just followed directions given to him, and maybe he would be alive today. No criticism at all for how the police went about it. Literally, every good cop worth their salt that has spoken on the George Floyd situation were absolutely appalled and disgusted by the way that cop behaved himself, and that's why he was sentenced to 20 years in prison. But here you are, and the person you want to criticize is the unarmed black man that was murdered. So these are the kind of black fans that Stephen A. has. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Tom's.
Not only what I've done, what I've tried to do for black men in our industry, black men in the world of sports, covering stuff the way that I do. I might have to call you out sometimes. You know why I'm calling you out? This is a whole bunch of other black people I got to look out for, and they can't make the same errors you just made. Because if they did, it would ruin their life. You're ultra talented, so you could get away with it. So I could talk about how wrong you are, but I need to use you as that example because I got a bigger vision.
Right. This is, again, the black strategy. Oh, I'm just holding them accountable. This is how we all get better. We need to do better. I hate it when I hear these fucking bro talk about we need to do better when they know that they do not include themselves in that we. If you think we need to do better, then do better. Why don't you start you don't got nothing to improve, right? That's because you're not really speaking for the people. You're a wolf in sheep's clothing.
And the bigger vision is to make sure to shield cats from making those same kind of mistakes that will end their careers. You don't have to worry about that because you're too talented and gifted and you've already achieved so much that you don't have to worry about that. But do they look at it that way? Do they look at the big picture? No. Why?
Right.
Because they want to hate on you.
Yo, Stephen A. What a saint. What a martyr.
I've been in this business for over 30 years. There is not a single athlete, a single executive, a single owner. There is no one associated with sports that could tell you they came up to me and said they want to talk to me. They picked up the phone and said they want to talk to me. And I refused to talk to them.
This is the part of the media that
What the fuck this got to do with Jasmine Crockett or with Serena Williams and her husband? Tell me. Nothing.
And that after talking to me, if I got their perspective, I got you. Because I don't have to agree with you.
Yep.
But if you're man enough to talk to me and give me your perspective, I have an inherent obligation professionally to make sure that I contextualize your words properly and I present them in a fashion that you asked me to do that. When that doesn't happen, it's because these cats refuse to talk to me. And if you refuse to talk to me, why? What's the reason? Could it be because you don't have an argument?
Okay, why are you diverting? This is not at all. What? Nobody brought you on their podcast to talk about beef you had with LeBron 3 months ago. You know what he's using to tie LeBron into this? The fact that Steven Jackson pointed out the fact that he had all that smoke and energy for a black billionaire, that black billionaire being LeBron James.
You get loud and all in your feelings about Braun. When Braun, he talking to a black billionaire, but when you talking to a white billionaire, you humble. And you come back on your show talking real respectful, mild manner, man. Hey, bro, listen, bro. And you dogging the black women. Like, bro, let's stay out of politics and stick to talking about sports you never played. All right? Just stick to doing that, bro. We not gonna vote for you if you talk. I heard you talking about running. You don't do that, bro. We not gonna vote for you. No, we're not. But check this out, bro. Stop, bro. Okay, you do not have the same energy for other people, but you got the lot of energy for Braun and black women and not everybody else. Well, stop it.
But when you were confronted by a white billionaire who wanted to talk about the things you had to say about his black wife, you became very polite, very cordial, very quiet, meek, gentle. But the issue isn't really anything to do with LeBron James. So you're just trying to distract people with this bullshit right here. And we see through it.
Could it be because you can't sit before me and put your facts up against mine and have a discussion man to man? Because if I'm wrong, I'm going to say I'm wrong. And I've proven throughout my career that if I'm wrong publicly, I'm not going to apologize privately. I will come and apologize publicly. See, with somebody like LeBron, you ain't get no apology. I'm too little. I'm too meaningless. I'm too insignificant for somebody like him to be man enough to say, yo, you really didn't do that to my son. You were really calling me out. I was the one that, whether it's...
Now you trying to make this about fucking Bronny? Bro, stop wasting my fucking time, man.
Now, people reacted to what Stephen A. Smith had to say, and it didn't go how Stephen A. Smith planned it to go.
Right.
Van Lathan responded back, and Van Lathan says he asked if LeBron has ever gone at a white boy, then brings out LeBron going at a white boy, and why LeBron was wrong for going at a white boy.
Exactly.
Which is true. But other people weren't as diplomatic as Van Lathan. User by the name of Love La Terrier says, this man is a manipulative, gaslighting narcissist. He's been hearing folks say he won't call out white people, and he flipped it on LeBron. I'm so glad I saw who he truly was when he first went on Sean Hannity. Shaking my head. Any black man friends with Hannity is not a friend to our people.
Yup.
Another user.
Yup. Stephen A. Smith has been on Sean Hannity plenty of times. Let's take a look at a clip.
Please welcome the one and only Sean Hannity here to rub it in. Before we even start, let me say
the one and only. The one and only Sean Hannity has done so much to poison the mind of white Americans about black people and just progressives in general. The amount of lies that this man has pushed. And you're like, the one and only gawk gawk Sean Hannity slurp.
Whoa. Stop right there. No way. I'm not here to rub anything in. I'm not spiking the football. I want everybody to be happy. Success will be good for all of us.
See, this is the problem. This is my platform. You've already started by saying, hold up, then let me get my first question out. Because the first thing that I was going to get on was telling my audience we had to wait a while for you because your hair wasn't right, the background wasn't right, and you had to look just so pristine for the camera. So I was going to tease you before I even got
the
to
lighting was so bad you couldn't see me. So I don't do.
God damn, was it that funny, Steven? The lighting was so bad you couldn't even see me. Oh, fuck, Sean, you funny, man. You so funny, man. God damn. Sheesh. Nah, you funny. That's how you know that's a laugh, bro, when you see both the top and the bottom set of teeth. That shit right there. Nasty.
Same dude who just got punked by a white man on live television and stayed quiet like a good boy, laughed my A off. This dude has become so freaking insufferable. Stephen A. Smith thought that the public would have been like, yeah, Stephen A. LeBron does do that. You're right. You are a savior. They said, cut it out. We read through it, buddy. Another user writes, Stephen A. has got to think of himself as Malcolm X or something. the way he talks about this or that for black people. Meanwhile, he's actually tap dancing on Fox News regularly.
Exactly.
Now, I don't think Stephen A. just being on Fox News is tap dancing, but if you haven't...
the only way it's not tap dancing is if you're there to pop your shit, you know what I'm saying? And call out the bullshit. Stephen A. is over there trying to be friends with these people, clearly.
Like, went to Stephen
Not
A.
even trying to. He's clearly very friendly with these people.
Comment section as of lately, I implore you to do so. Go to like Stephen A. Smith response to Jasmine Crockett. Stephen A. Smith comment section looks like a KKK rally. Like, and I'm not joking. His comment section as of it looks like a KKK rally.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith, for the most part, has been very successful in ingratiating himself with a certain community.
Yeah, white supremacists.
And that community is pretty loud and vocal in Stephen A. Smith comment section. But hey, y'all let me know in the comments.
Oh yeah, no, let's take a look at it. Why didn't you show him? Flacco? My response to the blowback from my comments on Jasmine Crockett. This is, of course, Steven's channel. Let's see what the comment section says. Stephen A. Smith is finding out you can't stand out of line, boy. Yeah. This is, of course, the reverse psychology that people like Candace Owens uses to deceive black people. That somehow standing with your people is actually the true enslavement. Oh, yeah, see, that's the thing with blacks. You can't ever think for yourself. When to them, thinking for yourself simply means bowing down to white supremacy and being that's what they think thinking for yourself is being okay partnering with people who want to pass policies that hurt your people. That's what it means to think for yourself when you're a conservative, at least for black people. Okay, they don't want you questioning them. Okay, when you disagree with the enemy, that's right. We're the enemy, guys. As a proud black woman, at last someone speaking common sense. Well done, Mr. Smith. This is clearly a white incel teenager LARPing as a black woman who can't spell. What else here? I mean, it just goes on and goes on. I'm sick of all these politicians who just want to bitch and complain and get paid well for it with no real results. SMH, yes, another delusional black person. Okay, yeah. You're finally opening your eyes, sir. Great work. I don't even have to watch the video to know what he said. The fact that he's getting these kinds of comments, he more than likely defended his positions. It's a 40-minute long video. Look, man, a good tree can't bear bad fruit. A bad tree can't bear good fruit. So he's not going to surprise us anytime soon with a novel take that actually sounds pro-black. We see what it looks like when he even attempts to be somewhat pro-black with the George Floyd comments. That's him wrestling with his identity crisis, by the way. He, on some level, actually believes that he's for black people. It's pretty sad, actually. But that's the video, man. You let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace out.